These are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating. And we couldn't agree more. NBC Palm Springs News. Even astronauts tune in for their news fix. When it comes to top stories, we're on a whole new orbit.
In the heart of the Coachella Valley.
Now on NBC Palm Springs at 6, Coachella Music Festival Weekend 2 is almost here, and dusty conditions already in the forecast. We've got what festival goers need to know before heading out.
Also tonight, from concerts to the campaign trail, former One Republic bassist Tim Myers announcing his bid for Congress. Our Tiani Jadalang spoke with him, and she'll bring us those details coming up in a full report.
And we are here at the Living Desert for the Glow with Pride, celebrating the LGBTQ community here in the Coachella Valley. We'll have more on all their festivities coming up. NBC Palm Springs starts right now.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
And I'm Mark Bester. We start tonight with a former pop star musician taking a turn into politics. That's tonight's top story. Tim Myers, the former bassist for the band One Republic, announcing his run for Congress in the 41st District. That happened this morning. Our Tiani Jadaling joins us live in the studio tonight. She spoke with Myers and shares details tonight about his campaign. Tiani?
Mark, Tim Myers is challenging Representative Ken Calvert, who has served in Congress for over 30 years. Myers says he will bring new energy, integrity, and business experience to the Inland Empire.
I turned a love of music into a career. With some luck and a lot of hard work, I made it big.
Tim Myers spent years on a stage as a musician with world-renowned band One Republic.
Holding on your rope, got me 10 feet off the ground.
Now he wants to make changes in Washington.
I'm running to give back to a community that's given so much to me. I was born and raised in Corona, California. My dad was a pastor at Harvest Christian Fellowship, and I watched him serve the community and give back to others.
Myers is a husband and father of 2. He says he's looking to address issues many around a basis.
Things are completely unaffordable right now, and that is where I'm most passionate about is, making sure that families can, buy groceries, that people can put gas in their tank, that millennials and everyone in the state can, be able to buy a home.
The Grammy-nominated artist believes he can relate to the voters in District 41. At one time, he was a janitor and a barista while playing in 2 bands.
I just, I'm doing this to serve, to help our state, to help our district, to help our country.
Myers will take on Representative Ken Calvert, who's been serving Congress since 1993. After the Democrat announced his running this morning, the National Republican Congressional Committee released a statement reading in part, quote, Democrat Tim Myers is everything wrong with today's radical left, a Hollywood liberal trying to fake his way into Riverside County. As for Tim Myers, he has his own opinion about the incumbent congressman.
I have something way one up on Ken Calvert. He's over in Washington. He's completely corrupt. He's making millions of dollars. I was born and raised in this district.
Currently, the House has a Republican majority. It would take 5 districts to flip the House to a Democratic majority. Live in studio, I'm Tiani Jadalang, NBC Palm Springs.
Thank you, Tiani. A town hall meeting is taking place tonight at Indio High School. It gives locals a chance to speak with local representative Raul Ruiz and have their concerns addressed. Our Brett Rosen is live tonight from the high school on what's expected this evening. Brett?
Olivia, we're less than 30 minutes away where Congressman Raul Ruiz is going to be able to speak to some locals here in the Valley in another town hall meeting. Right here with me, I have Congressman Raul Ruiz here to be able to speak tonight. In less than 30 minutes, you're going to speak to some locals here. What are you hoping, comes out of a town hall meeting like this?
Well, this is a good opportunity to have a conversation with my constituents, to listen to what concerns them, their hopes, their aspirations, and what's their anxiety during this tumultuous time in our country with this administration, and to talk to them about the things that I've been doing to protect Medicaid, Social Security, to protect their privacy and their data, and in their Social Security Department and the IRS, and to protect Medicare.
And, you guys had another town hall meeting yesterday in Beaumont. What kind of came out of that, and are you hoping for the same outcome here tonight?
Hope came out of that. A community empowered to really work within our government's constitution to make their voices heard, and a lot of people came out with an understanding of what we're doing to protect Medicaid, to protect Medicare for our constituents, and to protect benefits for our veterans. We see that there's a lot of dismantling of social services, of different agencies that are going to impact the type of services the American people receive.
Mm-hmm. And this isn't the last town hall meeting, correct?
No. We're going big. We did a town hall at Beaumont. We're doing a town hall here in Indio, and I'm very thankful for Indio High School for hosting us. And next, we're going to do a town hall in El Centro.
Perfect. Well, there you have it. In less than 30 minutes, Congressman Raul Ruiz is going to be able to speak to some locals here at another town hall meeting. And the next one will be in El Centro on Monday. For NBC Palm Springs, I'm Brett Rosen.
All right, Brett, thanks for that live report. We appreciate that. Giving you a live look tonight. This is from our Agua Caliente Casino camera in downtown Palm Springs. You see that gorgeous cloud cover there over the tops of those mountains. We'll get to the forecast in just a second. But first, we want to tell you about the Living Desert Zoo and Gardens. Tonight, they're hosting their Glow with Pride event this evening. It's an event that's going to feature stunning displays, live entertainment, special animal encounters, and so much more. To get the details, let's go to Chloe Carlson giving us all that information. Hey, Chloe.
Well, hey, Mark. Yeah, as you mentioned, we are glowing with pride tonight here at the Living Desert, having so much fun already, and the sun has not even set. And now I have the chance to showcase some of their cocktails. So who, of course, would be better to bring in than Billy Rodriguez, the founder president at Silvercrest. I already have your cocktail with you. First of all, what are we drinking here?
It is a Sakura Spritz, and Ben was kind enough to modify it. So I'm not a gin drinker, so he made it vodka for me.
Giving a little vodka. And Ben, can we give you a little shout out? What do you have? What is this drink right here?
It's our desert margarita. So it's a margarita with a prickly pear mix, and it's really good. It's been our most popular seller here for the Glow events.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I did a taste test before the show. Ben, you did an incredible job. This tastes so delicious. So if you love those margaritas, and I mean, look at that. I mean, just the appearance is just beautiful to start with, Billy. Very excited. Talk a little bit about tonight. Silvercrest is a part of this Glow with Pride event tonight. Talk about what you guys are doing.
Yep. So we are donating $5 for every ticket sold to the event tonight, and those proceeds will be going to the Palm Springs Animal Shelter. We always talk about how we want to support the community and support the animals, and it's a great way for us to give back and help the zoo out.
And talk about, Billy, why this event was so important for you to be a part of tonight.
Yeah, given our current political climate, it's important that the LGBTQ plus community embraces all of our allies and takes the opportunity to have a platform and enjoy a night where we can feel comfortable and safe and included. And, the Living Desert, in my experience, has always been able to do that for us. And so it was really important for me to be part of it.
Yeah, and we're getting to see some of the lanterns right now. Now we have our drinks. How is your drink, by the way? Let's taste this.
It's delicious. I'm really glad I made the switch from gin to vodka.
We got the vodka there. They have choices here at the front. Billy Rodriguez, thank you so much. We're going to continue to get some cocktails here. Before we go, let's take a look at that Comfort Air 3-day forecast. Beautiful right now. I know we were talking about those gusty winds near the wind corridor there, but here in the Living Desert, you can see right here, calm winds, beautiful sunshine is shining at this hour, clear blue sky. So great time to come check out this event until 10 o'clock tonight. As Billy And again, every ticket, $5 goes to the animal shelters. That's another reason to come on by or glow with pride tonight. We're going to be showcasing, I think, a rhino maybe later in the show. For now, Mark and Olivia, back to you.
All right, Chloe, thank you for that. More on the weather tonight. South Coast Air Quality Management District extending its dust advisory for Coachella Valley that's into tomorrow, at least until midnight. Strong winds have caused air quality levels to fluctuate from good to hazardous, especially due to the elevated dust particles. Experts say the dust here in the valley can be detrimental to your health, and to check conditions before going outside.
If the air quality is poor or you see a lot of dust in the air, the goal is to increase the amount of dust that you're breathing in. So if you can be inside, run an AC or an air purifier, run your HVAC system. However, if you have to be outside, ideally minimize heavy outdoor exertion. The more you exert yourself, the more air pollution you breathe in.
Also check air quality conditions real time using the South Coast AQMD app.
And with those dusty conditions, more road closures. North Indian Canyon between Sunrise and Garnett remains closed this evening. Gene Autry Trail is also shut down through the wash from Salvina Road to Via Escuela. That's because of sand buildup and poor visibility.
A quick reminder tonight, if you'd like to avoid that festival traffic, we have a map right here. It provides you with what you need to know before you go. We got this from traffic expert Chris Gunderson, who says the traffic is going to be very heavy around Monroe, Washington, and also Jefferson Street. So plan ahead before you leave.
Desert Hot Springs is cutting its cannabis retail tax in half to give the struggling industry a boost. City Council voting unanimously this week to drop the rate from 10 to 5% of gross sales. That change will take effect soon after being introduced at the council's last meeting. Officials saying it's a move to help businesses stay afloat in a tough market. And new at 6 tonight, this morning, leaders from across the Coachella Valley gathered in Indio to discuss the region's economic future. Antonio Marquez was at the event and has details.
That's right. Today's State of the Fourth District event in Indio focused on growth and opportunity in the Coachella Valley. Supervisor Manuel Perez highlighted progress in areas like housing and infrastructure. With the sound of mariachis, guests were welcome to the state of the economy of the 4th District.
We're here today is because we want to demonstrate and show to the people that this county, in spite of all those concerns that potentially are going to come economically, we are growing. We're one of the fastest growing counties in the state of California, and that growth is happening right here in our own backyard in the 4th District.
During his presentation, Perez spoke about the accomplishments of the past year, including investments in road infrastructure, expanded health services, and new affordable housing developments in different cities in the district.
Here in this position, and I'm proud to bring all these folks together. This is a sellout crowd, 750 people from different walks of life.
Many, this event was the opportunity to learn more about the plans that are underway and how they can contribute to the development of the communities, such as Ellen Way. They had a chance to speak about the future of agriculture and the valley.
Agriculture is in a revolutionary time when it comes to technology. We now have machines that can store fruit and vegetables, sort good ones from bad ones.
And health topics, Marcia Penny spoke about information on how living in the 4th District impact the health of the residents.
Disadvantage or more advantage based on where we live, but that is unfortunately our reality. So how do we address that reality through social change, addressing the different social indicators, and through policy and changes to our infrastructure?
For those who attended the event, the message was clear. Progress is happening, and there's more to come. Antonio Marquez, NBC Palm Springs.
Thanks to Antonio. That report coming up next tonight on NBC Palm Springs. High praise for College of the Desert. Tell you which achievements are bringing the school into the spotlight.
Also tonight, one local philanthropist promise is taking shape. We're taking a look at the new van that's set to make a big impact for kids in the Cathedral City Boys and Girls Club.
And we have your gold and silver prices on this Thursday evening. Those stories and more right after the break. So stay with us.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors. Even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together.
Following developing news tonight in a story about a child pornography arrest. Deputies arresting 44-year-old Joseph Cedars of Palm Desert after an 11-year-old boy told deputies that a man recorded him in the restroom. 2 days after reporting that same man entering restrooms with young boys. Search of his home, his car, and his phone revealed evidence linking him to the incidents and to child pornography. Cedars is now booked on multiple charges. The investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Riverside County Sheriff's Office. Incidentally, Cedars is affiliated with the music band The New Pornographers. He's listed as their drummer and played Coachella Fest back in 2011.
We have an update to a story we shared earlier this month. Cathedral City drag personality Patsy Koken is working to fund a much-needed new van for the Boys and Girls Club of Cathedral City.
We learned today that the Patsy's Promise fundraising campaign is almost halfway to its goal. Local insurance agent Bighorn Golf Charities and Fraser Pest Control all pledged contributions, but more donations are still needed tonight. You see that new van right there? It's not only going to replace aging vehicles at the Boys and Girls Club of Cathedral City, but it's also going to allow the club to expand its services to 2 new Cathedral City schools. NBC Palm Springs is proud to be one of the sponsors of this campaign. If you'd like to help Patsy's Promise, there's a Facebook page for that. And to make it easy, we post a link to it as well as more contact information on our website. All you have to do is go to NBCPalmSprings.com, click on the newsroom tab.
College of the Desert earned some high praise. The school just won 5 awards for outstanding communications, including 3 golds from the Community College Public Relations Organization. The student-led microsite and a standout campus brochure helped seal the win, earning praise for creativity and impact. School leaders saying this is part of their commitment to clear, thoughtful messaging that keeps their community informed and connected. So congratulations, College of the Desert. Live look outside from our Indian Wells Golf Resort cameras. It's been a blustery day out there, some sand up in the air and some clouds over the mountain. Our Chloe Carlson has your 7-day and a look at the fun at the Living Desert right after the break. take a live look outside from our Walter Clark Highway 111 camera in Rancho Mirage. And let's go straight to Palm Desert now. The Living Desert Zoo and Gardens hosting their Glow in the Park event tonight. And tonight is Glow with Pride. Our Chloe Carlson is out there. She's been hanging out with some of the attendees, trying some of the cocktails as well. Chloe, I know where you're at right now. You've got the rhinos behind you. It's the best part of the zoo.
Olivia, you've been able to hang out with them as well. Kimberly Maloney will curate. Before we get to Jolly behind us, remind us about the importance of the event tonight for Living Desert.
Yeah, I mean, we're all about protecting desert ecosystems around the world. 1 billion people live in desert, so that means the diversity of humans is representative in our deserts as well. So it's important to be hosting Glow with Pride because we're all about celebrating the diversity of animals and people.
Yeah, we want to be glowing with pride tonight. Now, Olivia mentioned that we are with Jolly right now. Talk about, we are actually feeding him. What are we feeding Jolly right now, Tim?
One of his favorite treats, romaine lettuce, the bottom half of it. So he could eat a million of these in one day if we let him.
So delicious. All right, we're going to attempt to throw here live on TV. Let's see, I'm going to try and use these skills of Olivia here. All right, Jolly, ready? Open line. You actually catch that would be amazing. Oh, that was
amazing.
Horrible throw.
He's going for it though.
And he's going for it. I am so sorry to all these softball players out there. That was an awful throw by me. Jolly, I'm trying to get your exercise there. You got it, buddy. I'm over here also at the Palm Springs Animal Shelter booth here, of course, with Bart. We also have Chanelli. You're going to be doing some temporary tattoos tonight. What are we doing tonight?
Paisley.
All right.
So yeah,
Let's do it. Well, while I'm getting that temporary tattoo, Bart, talk about the importance of the animal shelter being here at the Living Desert tonight.
It's very important to us. We're a great partner of the Living Desert. We love working with them. Silvercrest is also really good to us. And we're so thankful that they are donating $5 for every ticket sold. So that money will be used directly to help our animals. And we so much appreciate that.
I was going to say, really go into detail about what that money goes to at the animal shelter.
Right now, we have over 300 animals at the shelter, and we are always looking for funds to be able to take care of them, provide medications, vaccinations, spay neuter services, food, shelter, everything to get them ready for adoption. So that money is used directly to make that happen.
We love everything you guys are doing at the animal shelter. We love everything that Billy is doing with Silvercrest. And let's take a look at this tattoo before we go. Chanelli, you're a natural.
Thank you.
Girl. Okay, so we got butterflies. We got a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Also some giraffes and some animals as well.
You name it. You can get your temporary tattoo tonight with Glow with Pride here at the Living Desert. And before we go, let's take a look at that Comfort Air 7-day forecast. I think it's obvious being here at the Living Desert. Beautiful night tonight. So come on out, Glow with Pride. Winds, great conditions as the sun starts to set. We'll be warming back up into the 90s as we get into next week. The winds will also be weakening for the weekend. We're going to be taking a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
The NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk with Tim O'Brien. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Oh, welcome back. The Firebirds' regular season coming to an end this weekend, and the Valley gearing up for the playoffs. Today, the Firebirds held their first pop-up event ahead of the playoffs, and playoffs just happen to be the name of the sports bar. Playoffs. More, by the way. It happened in Desert Hot Springs this afternoon, kicking off the playoffs and ready to paint the town red. Now, the Firebirds have 2 games left in the regular season with a chance to clinch home ice in the first round with just one more point to go. We'll have more on that here in just a moment. But believe it or not, tomorrow night for the regular season finale inside Acrisure Arena, seemed like that Friday in October opening night just happened, right? It's a fan appreciation night. Fans will be given the rally towels and team posters at the gates. They'll have a chance at prizes and raffles throughout the night. The Firebirds will thank their fans for being the best in the American Hockey League. They do a thing called Jerseys Off Their Back as well. That ceremony will be carried on My Firebirds TV on KPSC. And then hopefully with just 1 point, whether it's an overtime or a win tomorrow or Saturday, or a San Jose win in Calgary tomorrow afternoon, it'll be good enough to give the Firebirds the 4th seed and home ice for the playoffs, which would start next week. For more on that, we'll find out more tomorrow. That'll do it in sports. I'm Tim O'Brien.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
We are giving away 4 family ticket packs to Desert Rodeo. This event is set to debut the same weekend as the hit country music festival Stagecoach, slated for April 25th through the 27th at the Desert International Horse Park in Thermal, to feature the Flying U Rodeo. If you'd like to enter the contest to win, just head to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com, click on the Cool page. We'll announce the winners next week on Tuesday. That's April 22nd during our 11 o'clock morning show. We'll be right back.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors. Even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Brighter Side of the News is brought to you by Fiesta Kia. Discover the all-new Fiesta Kia located in the I-10 Auto Mall.
Before we go tonight, some seniors here in the Coachella Valley getting into the Easter spirit with some adorable bunnies. This footage and test from the Palms at La Quinta Living Center. They were able to snuggle with and cuddle some of those adorable bunnies today. Hopefully you'll see in a second the seniors getting to bring some smiles. I saw the Easter Bunny himself was there as well. The senior center is really an amazing facility there in La Quinta. So they always do such amazing things to keep their residents.
Sunday. Yeah.
Not a
Sunday, just around the corner. All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. We're back here for the news at 11, so join us for that. But meantime, we're going to send things over to Fred Rogan, who's got the latest tonight with the Rogan Report. Hey, Fred.
The Rogan Report is presented by The Living Desert.
Problems at Eisenhower Hospital, concierge doctors, AI in the examining room, a shortage of doctors and nurses. What is a patient to do in this valley? We'll talk about it. Happy Thursday. As we roll into the weekend, all eyes will be on Coachella. Not necessarily the performers. All eyes will be on the people trying to get in. As you know, last week there were a few hiccups, like people waiting in line 12 hours to get into the camping site with nowhere to go to the bathroom.
Again, apologize for what took place to the residents, the impact that it had to the community. Let me just address a little bit of why you saw what happened and not giving an excuse or a reason of why that took place.
That was George Cunningham of Golden Voice at the La Quinta City Council meeting on Tuesday. He said they didn't expect that many people to arrive. They're making adjustments for this weekend. Are they? Will they work? If you know somebody coming to camp and things are not corrected, and they have to get out of their vehicle and go to the bathroom, wherever that may be, please remind them about the cacti, because this is the desert. On the topic of traffic, are you a better driver or passenger? Or are you a passenger who thinks you're a driver? We found this on Reddit. A man has stopped driving if his wife is in the car with him. He says she nags and it gives him anxiety. He said if he's driving and she's in the car, he's stressed. Now, he says, if they're in the car together, he lets her drive. So then his wife said, all right, wait a minute. Let's just each drive 50% of the time. They tried that, but when he drove, he was still a wreck. And now she drives all the time. Our contributors tonight, Nick Collins and Jill Marie Plaza. Nick, are you now or do you know a backseat driver?
Well, you know, this is a sensitive subject. I think, very touchy. We got to broach it. Let's come from hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
Yes.
All right.
I've been involved in a vehicle where I've been driving, and look, I'm a great driver, 10 out of 10, meticulous, and I'm still hypothetically getting all this expertise from the back seat, and yet I've been involved with the same hypothetical person. I felt like it was a passenger on a thrill ride of a roller coaster. I don't say anything.
All right, you're of course speaking hypothetically. Jill, are you a backseat driver or do you know one?
I'm a horrid passenger, I'm sorry to say. My husband often tells me, you want me to pull over and you can drive? I'm just not a good driver. And the key to backseat driving is having confidence and trust in your driver. And the driver has to have confidence to assure the passenger that, hey, I got this. It's a sticky wicket.
All right, so look, the Reddit user said, I solved this problem. I just don't drive. I let her drive. Okay, Jill, do you think that's the right thing to do?
I mean, I love driving. I'm a better driver than a backseat passenger. I just am. But I also love not having to drive all the time. So I think it's really, the couple has to make that decision. That particular wife, I'm sorry, she lacked a lot of graciousness towards her spouse, which I think only added to his anxiety. She wasn't nice. I think if you could be nice and find a way to kind of joke through it, it finds a way to have a happy balance in relationships. How about you, Nick?
Well, here's the deal. I simply need the control. I can't give up the wheel. So in times when I'm in a vehicle I can't drive, I stick with it. But if I have an opportunity, my hands are right there.
All right, but all of that, of course, is hypothetical. Remember when the city of Coachella changed the city manager? How can we forget that? It was more like a state funeral. For almost 5 hours, people showed up to defend Gabriel Martin, despite the fact the majority had no idea who Gabriel Martin was or what the city manager did. When it was all said and done, Gabriel was out, and the former city manager replaced him. Now, in the separation agreement between Martin and the city, both sides agreed not to disparage the other in public. Well, listen to this from a meeting on March 17th.
I'm sorry that Gabe's not here anymore, but there's reasons for that. And we've been finding things more often than not as to that's why I'm here. You may have been told something, or there may have been understanding that the city was able to do something that it really can't do. There was many promises made. We hired a lot of people that we probably shouldn't have hired, and that's why I'm back. We need to fix some things now, and this is one of the first things I'm dealing with. And again, I apologize for my predecessor, but that's also why I'm here. So council's seen and heard quite a few things, and that's why change was necessary. And again, we all apologize to you for that, what was said and what was understood. We wish there were things we could do. This is, at this point, I cannot just give, we cannot just give money. Otherwise we'd have to do it with everybody. And my predecessor was not a finance person, laws. I'm a CPA as well, inactive, but I'm a CPA. I know finance. It's one thing I do know. I know finance. And I know the things we can and we cannot do, and we cannot run afoul of the law because we're audited each year too.
If you know what you can and cannot do, one thing you do not understand is you're not supposed to do that. Someone is not sticking to the agreement, and that man who replaced Gabriel Martin, Bill Pattison. We found out Gabriel Martin is not pleased. From the office of Gabriel Martin, cease and desist regarding violations of the settlement agreement and public defamation. Why is it that people in Coachella or CVUSD cannot seem to stop talking? If this continues, it's going to cost the city even more money. But there's another way to look at this. I hope the city council and Jesus Gonzalez and Joey Acuna of CVUSD never stop talking. Because every time they open their mouth, not only does it make our job a lot easier, but more importantly for me, it makes it more fun. And fun is something you should have every single day if you're a good neighbor. Adiana from Newton Hills has a client, single person, looking for a furnished 1 to 2 bedroom rental, 4 to 6 months. Hannah Palm Springs looking for a housekeeper. Wants you to link for recommendation. Carrie in Thousand Palms wants to know if anyone is doing home glow cleaning and how did that go? Mary in Palm Desert looking for a geriatric care manager who has experience in social work, nursing, or other healthcare related fields.
If you like something, we want to hear about it. If you don't like something, we want to hear about it. Find Fred on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Fred Rogan. You can also email thedesertdean@gmail.com. Dazzle us if you dare.
Please pick up the pace.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating. And we couldn't agree more.
Keep your head down, drive it right down the middle. Per capita, the Coachella Valley has more golf courses than anywhere in the United States. And that means more people play golf, which means more people play slowly. And playing slow is a problem. Maybe the number one problem for golfers. Normally, if you're playing slowly, you're playing poorly, and you're playing poorly probably because you're not very good or you are older. But it doesn't mean you are playing in the Masters. On the other hand, there are people that play all the time, and they don't want to be delayed. Now, around the country, courses are starting to crack down on slow play. Pick up the pace or you get penalty strokes. Okay, either one of you play golf?
No.
Okay, so Nick, I'll start with you. How do you handle slow golfers?
I'm glad you asked. Here's the example. You don't go on the freeway unless you know how to drive a car. These yahoos will go on the fairway and they'll hit the ball all over because they don't know how to drive a golf ball. It's reckless, it's dangerous, but it's not my issue to have to police them. That's the marshal with his little red flag. He should be policing the pace of play.
Okay, but Jill, here's the issue. So let's say you want to go out recreationally. You're not a great golfer, but your friends are going out and you're going to knock it around. And you're not very good. What do you do?
Golf is a notoriously slow game to begin with. I think maybe like they did with skiing, there's like a bunny slope or there's like different types of slopes or areas to ski on based on your skill level. And maybe golf courses, maybe there's 1 9-hole that's for more seasoned advanced, and maybe 9 holes that's for those that maybe aren't quite as fast.
I like that. And there's another way to look at it. That's called miniature golf.
That's a great game.
Miniature golf or putt-putt golf back in the day. Nick, should there be a time limit enforced on each round?
I personally think that's a great idea. It was terrific in baseball for speeding up the play of the game with regards to the pitching. What do you think, Nick?
I think everyone knows the average round of golf should take 4.5 minutes. That's 207 or 4.5 hours. That's roughly 270 minutes. That gives you on 18 holes, on average, 15 minutes per hole, 3 minutes per shot. If you can't be a standard bogey golfer, then you need to pick up your ball, put it in your pocket, and go to where your buddy's hitting.
You know what? See, Nick, you could always play winter rule. 6 shots and you're out. 5 shots and that's the end of it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just pick it up and go. I get that.
I think Jill hit it on the head. You need to go play miniature golf or go play. There's a course in Indio. There's one in Palm Desert. Par 3, about 100 yards every hole. That's where you warm up. You don't do it on the big courses.
All right. Okay. Last month, we met Amaya, who goes to Palm Desert High School. We were so impressed with her, we invited her to become a Rogan Reporter, community reporter. Today, she's here to tell us about the Mobius Conference. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, Fred.
Okay, how have you been? What have you been doing?
I've been to up to many things. I've been in my school's musical. We just put on a production of Footloose. I was at International Dance Festival with Nickerson Rossi Dance and Palm Springs Dance Academy. And you know what? Now I'm here. So within a lot of my many different dance things and ASB events, I just hosted our annual Mr. Palm Desert, which is our school pageant show. It's one of my jobs in ASB. Now I'm focusing on prom. Finals are coming up, AP exams. So
All right, well, you're back, and your assignment, when we first came here, I said, I want you to come in and talk about things that matter to you. What matters to you this time?
So yesterday, I actually got the opportunity to go to the Mobius Conference.
And that is?
It is an arts, culture, and politics conference held in the Coachella grounds in Sunnylands, actually. And it's meant for local high school students. So obviously, every single time April comes around, as desert dwellers, we just know it's festival season.
Right.
We're driving on Cook and we're like, why is it so packed? And then we remember it's Coachella, it's Stagecoach. And this time, these grounds and Golden Voice as a company is giving back to local high school students. So the Mobius Conference brought over 120 high school students yesterday, specifically those interested in dance and the arts, to come to the Coachella grounds, specifically in the Yuma tent. And not only did we get to hear from local speakers and advocates for culture and justice and marginalized groups, we got to learn how to connect arts within that. And then after that, we actually got to take a really cool hip hop class. We got to collaborate, and I got to talk with people from Shadow Hills and Indio High School, Coachella Valley. And it was a really fun experience just seeing everyone being united against one force.
All right. So it'll come around again next year. Who gets to go to this?
As long as you are a local high school student, you are open to it. If you're in any leadership position, so whether this is an associate student body, if you're in a student council, if you're in a club, if you just could deem yourself as a student leader, they have leadership sessions. Specifically, the one I went to yesterday was called Soul Session. And as a dancer and a leader, I was able to see myself in many different aspects. And that one was definitely targeted towards local dance teams. And, there aren't a lot of dance opportunities here in the Valley. So being able to go and take a class from a person who's danced for Ludacris and T-Pain, it's really a cool opportunity.
Oh my God, that sounded like it was so much fun. Thank you for coming in and sharing. Now, we are going to see you again, right?
Yes, you are.
Okay, because your assignment is look around the Valley, come in and talk about what's important to you, right? The best. Thank you. Medicine is changing. Do you know your rights?
Riddle me this. What has keys but can't open locks?
I got tonight. I got it. All right. Hospital care, medical issues, the shortage of doctors here in the Valley, and the addition of AI as a medical tool. All subjects we have talked about recently. A lot of feedback. Kinley wrote in about AI. AI is an advantageous tool in healthcare. A program to intercept CT, or interpret, I should say, CT MRI scans with more accuracy than humans, but it's only a tool and cannot replace human interaction. California must focus on recruiting health professionals to rural small communities like Palm Springs. We've also discussed the emergence of concierge medicine with our contributors last night.
Honestly, it sounds a bit like we're rewarding the rich for being rich, for punishing anybody that is not able to pay a membership in order to get to see a doctor faster. It's punishment for not being wealthy enough to throw away extra money that most people don't have.
I have a number of friends who have concierge doctors and have for a long time, especially working in the entertainment industry where there's some people with a lot of money. But I didn't realize that there's this other aspect to concierge doctors where they're implementing it just to cut down on their roster, and they're losing a lot of the patients that can't afford it. And it really is a shame. I agree with Katrina. It's the rich get everything and the poor people forget it.
Well, we got a few responses letting us know that concierge medicine is not just for the rich. My husband and I from Kathy pay $600 a year for a concierge doctor who's available to us almost 24/7. That breaks down to just $50 a month. Definitely not something only the rich can afford. Ron said, people generally think physicians are overpaid and money hungry. I wish people could understand that many primary physicians make just over $100,000 a year. They went to school for 11 years, paid tuition for medical school, became a resident, and make much less money. It also explains why becoming a concierge physician makes a lot of sense to many primary care physicians. Our buddy Big Bob jumped in. I pay $685 a year for concierge at Eisenhower, and the service is excellent. So much going on in medicine, but patients are the key. What are your rights, and how do you make your voice heard? Walter Clark joins us. Walter, welcome. You know our dilemma. We're talking about medical care here in the Valley. What are the most common areas of complaint?
I did see the interviews that you did, excellent interviews. And I can appreciate, I think we all can, the frustration that patients have when things don't go right. The most common complaints we hear about are with reference to the emergency room. We just have to keep in mind that they're dealing with maybe 250 patients a day, and they're dealing with problems that are very, very serious, and they can't share that information to you when they're making you wait. So somebody who's been the victim of violent crime may be getting attention, and they're not going to get to you as quickly as you would like. Keep in mind that they're busiest between noon and 8 p.m. So if you can, and it's not life-threatening, I know it's important to everybody, but if your injury isn't life-threatening, you should try to use an urgent care because they're more likely to be available even though there's a wait, and you just can't get frustrated if you're sitting or helping somebody wait in the emergency room for hours and hours, and that tends to be the biggest complaint.
What is your recourse for poor medical care? Is there any?
Yeah, there's several levels, and we encourage people to first complain to the facility, and I know you haven't had much luck with that, but typically you want to ask for the risk manager, keep your written notes, and be sure you make a report and keep records of what happened to you. Secondly, and it's really important to remember, you have recourse to the California Department of Public Health. They license these facilities, and there's supposed to be a nurse-to-patient ratio, and so there's a lot of regulations, and they enforce the regulations. So you can go to that website, and you can file a complaint online about the facility. And if it's about a doctor, the first thing to do, besides keeping your notes and making your own record, it's important to go to the other website, that's the California Medical Board. They're the ones who license the doctors, so they can reprimand the doctors. They're supposed to regulate the doctors, and you can just simply online make a complaint.
Walter, thank you. Appreciate you coming on, and the insight as always.
Delighted. Thank you. Bye-bye.
And we are back with your daily dose of cuteness right after this. They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
All right, you better watch your step, or you could end up in the AHC alarming video of the week. Now, here he comes down the steps. Watch him miss that step. He crashes into the alarm. The entire building goes on lockdown. And then watch him. I don't know. Wasn't me in the AHC alarming video of the week.
The Rogan Report was presented by the Living Desert Zoo and Gardens. They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. NBC Palm Springs News. Even astronauts tune in for their news fix. When it comes to
You might not like everything we do.
Hey, we might not like everything you do.
We can still be friends.
Find Fred on Facebook and Instagram at Fred Rogan or email thedesertdean@gmail.com.
What has keys and can't open locks? A piano.
Let's go. It should not have been a typewriter, Kevin. It was a piano, and I got it tonight. We work 24/7. Don't forget that. Go to the website. Click on programs. That'll take you to the Rogan Report. Our content from tonight is up there and our past episodes as well. Thanks for watching. Wheel of Fortune's next.